how did you go from, your past to being one of the firest music artists that's out right now?
How long you got?
How long as you need, brother.
um, Man, it was a wild ride to say the least, bro. Like, I've been rapping since I was probably like 19. And sort of like when I started rapping, I was talking about all the same stuff that everybody else is talking about today, whether like the money and the clothes and the girls and the cars and blah 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 blah, all this type of stuff. And I did that for like a long time because I think I was a young kid and I wanted to be the cool rapper guy at the parties, and I wanted to be a musician and get the girls and get rich and famous and all that type of stuff. The same reason that a lot of people decide to be musicians.
Yeah.
The thing is I was making, as a young man, I was making music that was imitating my favorite artists, which was 50 Cent and Dipset and Eminem and that type of stuff. So I'm talking about all types of gang stuff and guns and drugs and all this nonsense that I really didn't know anything about at that time. So the music didn't get any traction. So I did that for like a few years. And then what ended up happening was I had a really lengthy battle with alcoholism, which led to having a catastrophic sort of mental unraveling like 3.5 years ago. And I spent 9 months trying to figure out what was wrong with me and getting prescribed all type of different pills and reading and researching and meditating and trying to put myself back together. And sort of what ended up happening was I spent 9 months in like the darkest place that I've ever been in my life. And when you spend 9 months in such an acute state of unwellness, you really get to know like what you're made of, and you really figure it out when you spend 24 hours a day for the better part of a year contemplating if you're gonna wake up tomorrow or not. You learn a lot about yourself. So in that 9-month period, I sort of learned what was important to me, what I wanted to talk about in my music, who I wanted to talk about it to, who I wanted to speak up for. And I just sort of figured that out in the 9 months. And then I didn't make any music or do anything really for that year while I was going through that. I was barely eating, barely sleeping. I wasn't really speaking. I was living at my mom's house because I was like, literally, if it wasn't for my folks, I would have been on the streets, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like I was totally done. So yeah, I just figured out a lot about myself in that 9-10 months. And then when I came back and started making music again, I sort of like knew what my purpose was, and that's kind of where I'm at now.